Ooh, thank you. Sorry about that. I ran out of space, so I just had to delete some stuff and come back in. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. But so I hope that makes sense, yeah? Right, so they'll ask us questions that other people seem to be scattering about and doing behind the scenes. They don't talk to us, and that's another disturbing thing. Yeah, it's just another one of their tactics. And then they say it's just part of their systematic, yeah. It's very sad and scary to us. Yeah, it's literally like zombies, drunk people. When you are around people that are completely ignoring those things and they think you're lost, and conspiracy theories, and all these things are being proven to be true, and they're just totally acting like it's not happening. And many other people are jumping on the figuring out the vaccines like it's, oh my goodness, and what are we figuring out? Like it's all this new information. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. It's really sick what these people are doing. Right, so they'll ask us questions usually and then we'll respond to it. It's very similar to how back in 2009, remember when Officer Liberty put an article in the Kennebec Journal saying we got to get these cartel families off the street, specifically mentioned my brother's name. Very dangerous. Right, so I mean, what's that going to do for them and their families, right? The people around them. Right, it makes targets out of people. It sure does. Whether it be through legal systems or people on the street going around playing these games. Right, we just saw another one. There was that yesterday. Yeah, a young teenager murdering someone because he thought they were a child molester. Right, and they do the bait and switch thing. These young guys are going and they're trying to get people to go on dates with them and show up and then they rob them. Right. Yeah, we've had a lot of that stuff going on over the years. Yeah, and we've seen situations where those youngsters are getting into altercations where they wind up killed or they kill someone else. Either way, I mean, your life's been taken from you if you go to jail for the rest of your life. Well, they have programs in there that try to give them, something worth living for and have the programs and things like that. Yeah, be an acceptance of what is and things like that. Right. Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I really hope so. Yeah, we appreciate you doing that and taking the time. Right. So when a lot of the granolas and people, just like back in the 90s, same thing, right? Only this time, instead of the granolas not having a lot of law enforcement to go to, because back then, out in Whitefield, wasn't much law enforcement. Yeah, and it seemed like they were being protected by the ones that they could get to. Yeah, over the years, people, the associations, and when they're dealing to people out at the golf courses and on boats to movie stars and stuff, those lines get protected usually. Yeah, you should mind your business, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know people get upset with us for that. We're like, what do you want us to do? It doesn't do any good to even try to sniff around in those areas. Right, and then you have a lot of these sickos and idiots that have been calling for every little street deal they see on the corner, playing their watchdog groups, getting them pissed off, and then they retaliate against us. So they almost purposely make the calls and reports and complaints Because when they get pissed off, the people that they have to take it out on, right? So us and our children are usually the ones that pay in these situations. Understand this is nothing personal, and this me has been killed a lot of times over the years with these very same kind of cases and groups. And these punks usually get away with it, and the kids get abused till they die. If you're familiar with these cases, you'd know I'm telling you the truth. And you should be doing what you can to try to educate people about the facts as to how they got away with it. And that can be difficult for some people where you have all these FBI and CIA, Secret Service involvements, secret securities, people justifying all these other things and the gaslighting, 7-Eleven stings. Right, and when you have all this amped up over here about the cartel, people dangerous, people are fed up, had it for years. You have all this amped up, and they feel more brazen to do the things they're doing that normally they may not do because they've had it coming for so long, and you're getting all that energy motivating you to do the right thing. You got the right stuff, baby. Yeah, so we've been trying to explain that all along the way, and when you see that, it's like you almost just don't want to say anything and kind of be really careful and just feed them the information that might help them wake up. So we had a private investigator who already shot himself, good doctors and people that we've known for years disappear, and the causes of death being pretty suspicious with some of those. Very scary, very, very scary stuff going on. A lot of them were screaming out about the hepatitis and the vitamin K. This was about 2009, 10. Right, when you look at the infectious disease specialists, the bioweapon stuff, Lyme disease, all that stuff that was going on, them freaking out that we didn't vaccinate our second child in 2009. If you know the history and what happened with our first child in 2006, you'd understand. Yeah, and there was fireballs and everything back then too, huh? 2006 was the year fireball went through our back window out in Whitefield, and we moved here to the Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine. It was still called St. Paul Center back then. It was changed in 2009 when it got bought out by one of my brother's drug buddies from Whitefield. The private investigator was raising a lot of concerns with different things. And when you understand the Mayan trafficking line, Orion, and things like that. Right, and then you're delving in when you understand and you see that in these activists and the connections with different groups and the History Channel, religious syndicated markets, and all this bullshit with different things. Isn't it advanced civilization? Were they getting messages from the stars? From aliens from another planet to help us with future problems. Right, I mean, it's just really gets old, right? Right, so yeah, obviously they were figuring out cycles and cyclical sun, moon, days, calendars, hours, minutes. I mean, that stuff just didn't become, right? All on its own. Probably took years of measurement and getting messages from the stars, tracing and tracking. Yeah, so it's been old. It's so childish and stupid to so many people. That's why it's a joke to a lot of people, and they won't even talk to Americans when it comes to those kind of things. Silly Americans. It's a joke. The Buddha's laughing. It's been a joke to a lot of people for a long time. And then when you're dealing with groups of people that attack those who get upset about it and try to push for proper education, how dare you? You're offending their mothers. You're upsetting their children. You sick motherfucking pigs. We're going to keep our tone down. We don't want to upset anybody. We don't want anybody to feel fearful because we sound angry sometimes. For people to understand that's sick. And that these are the same tactics they do in all these situations and get people on board, agreeing to teach people lessons. Yeah, and they feel threatened by them. Yeah, and once a lot of people are very crazy or medicated, have access to weapons and things like that, you see those kind of situations. And obviously some people, yeah, they're not all with it or safe in the environment they're in. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so we're in full understanding. We totally get it. It doesn't make it okay, and it doesn't mean as dead mothers we're not very upset and angry about what's been going on with our children and how these pigs have been ignoring it. So that's a normal way to feel. That's fucked up. And the fact that you people are ignoring it and trying to make them do something about us, that's what's disturbing. You understand that, right? I sure hope so. Alright. Do that. This over there. Thank you. We're just going to read for a few minutes, yeah? Tar Heel Apostle, page 6. You did, yeah. Some in class do full reads on this one. This is a popular full read book, the Tar Heel Apostle. Yeah, on the front it has these cool older maps and stuff. Was written in 44. To God, who makes my boyhood so happy. Little Freddie Price, yes, without God, no law and order, awareness. You may have had a much more rough bringing up, huh? So I'm glad that God was able to make your childhood so happy. But to not give God all the credit, because, right, the thing, right, has to be accepting, act upon. Is it in resistance? No. Right? What's going on? Right, so hopefully, I really hope so. Right, and that same God in law and order, it can also be the one that smites you, right? When you see some of those certain situations. God giveth, and God can taketh away. An awareness, right? That's not right. Shame on you. Or no, don't do it that way. Here, do it this way. I don't know, what is that God, that awareness? It's deciding to be gentle, mean, rough, violent, accepting, caring, understanding. Right. Now, are they being kind because they want to or they have to? Who cares? Are they deciding to not whip you because it's against the law? They would if they could. Yeah, some people still do. Just in recent years, we've had cases where Children were being made to kneel on boards with nails. Being pretty bad. We've seen some pretty bad cases over the years. So is that God deciding? Their conscious awareness, it's making a decision. And what upbringing and environment would ever create such a monster that would do something like that to anybody, let alone an innocent child? What God, what environment, what upbringing would teach, allow, encourage such a thing? When you work in these fields and you see it, you'd understand why so many just desperately try to bypass a lot of that drama. And they've been trying for decades to get proper education into the public systems with health care. Treatment options. That's why a lot of those phrases are popular. When you have a choice, you want this dangerous drug or this dangerous drug? Well, neither. Can I get a voucher for some herbs and an exercise ball? Well, no, we can't do that. Well, that's what we've been trying to get to, right? Right. No, it's just a matter of that's what they're willing to cover with the insurances. You have the FDA, when you understand those things, because the insurances are not going to make money or be able to cover those kind of treatments. Do you understand that? Yeah, we're not just talking about a ball, acupressure, massage. Right, so, have you ever done the acupressure charts? Yeah, these are proven things. And our Western medicine system completely ignores it. So, okay, a lot of people, right, if you try to suggest, let's do some acupressure classes, or want to get an exercise ball? Yeah, they're going to get pissed off. They want their pain medications, their antidepressants. Okay? And what kind of God or environment would produce such a stupid person? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so it's very interesting when you start delving into those things. And we just think it's crazy, right? Because it's thousands and thousands of dollars a month for those insurances to cover your antidepressants, your pain pills, sleeping pills.
Sometimes if people want to feel better, they get a dildo.
Yeah. A big one or a little one?
Is there a reason this saying, the bigger the better, exists? Is there just not a reason?
Whoever told you when some people want to feel better, they get a dildo?
That was my mind.
What would make you think a dildo would make anyone feel better?
Well, if someone's feeling pent up,
pleasing themselves in some way. Which, it's amazing. Your mind takes it right to that. What about listening to music? Or getting a massage?
Yeah, that works too.
What about getting a massage? Because the idea of sticking a dildo in a hole does not sound amusing to me at all.
It was a joke.
I know. What are you doing, eating cookies?
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's just one cookie. Term would be eating a cookie.
What time is it? 1:30? I thought you went to bed.
I did.
Okay, I thought so.
If you count watching Instagram Reels on my phone while laying in bed as going to bed.
Anything good on there?
Yeah, some pretty funny stuff. Some Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Also funny videos.
Oh, you know what was funny too? You know how we were just saying you wanted to go to Markiplier?
Oh, you mean the movie?
Yeah.
The Iron Lung movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it called Markiplier's movie or is that?
It's just called It's called Iron Lung.
Oh, okay. I think I just reference it that way because that's how I know what it is. But anyway, someone was saying, because the movie theaters have been dying out. I remember we were just talking about that. How they're going to turn all the movie theaters into housing or something because nobody's going to the movies anymore. And they said, well, Melania, Trump's wife, made a movie. And it's like, we haven't really seen the First Lady at all in years. Seems like they hide behind these walls somewhere. But anyway, so she made a movie, and it's coming out. It's like, if you want to see the First Lady, you're going to have to go to the movie theaters to see what you're up to. Come check out what we've been up to. Okay, go see a PG-13 movie. It's almost like a joke, I think. But, so a lot of people that don't want it, aren't interested, like, that's not going to get me to the theaters. And so they said Iron Lung would get the other half there. And so when you said you wanted to go see it, because I was like, oh, thank goodness, like, no one would want to go see the Melania movie. And then you mentioned Iron Lung, so I was like, oh, they did get us. Because I want to go see it too.
I would love to see Iron Lung.
29th.
Plus, horror movies are always fun. Yeah, 29th at 5 p.m.
I broke my chapstick.
Well, that's too damn
I
bad.
have to like take the whole thing out every time. Go to bed?
No, I'm not really tired.
If you want anything, let me know. Since I did make the cake yesterday, I'm gonna make it today.
Okay. 18 inches of snow we're gonna be getting.
Yeah, they pushed it out till now. It's supposed to start, I think, at like 7.
And it's gonna go till Monday?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Tuesday, into Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning. Could
Huh.
feel that pressure system coming through. You're welcome. Page 6, High Heel Apostle. Just as we go to start to read.
Well, all at an incredible value. It's more than an SUV. It's your Equinox.
Yeah, you would think so. So you could go back actually in the 90s. A lot of people were trying to get mainstream to report on that stuff and they didn't want to. No, whatever. I guess maybe too many Tammy Faye Bakers in there and then druggies and pieces of shit. People that take advantage of those people with those beliefs. So it's like you got two entities in there that are playing off of those things, you know? Oh, okay, good. I wasn't trying to make it too obvious, you know, but, you know, sometimes. Well, if you're referencing the corner of your eye, or the peripheral, or both, what is that? No, because it's on the corner of my eye. Is that the same as peripheral? Because this is the corner. This is a corner too. corner of my eye. Cornea. But yeah, you can go back and you'll see they tried, and it was pretty sad. A lot of people were killed back then too. A lot of scientists, doctors, they were trying to bring out stuff with the vaccines. Stuff with the AIDS was going on. You know, Oprah was helping all the kids in Africa, telling everyone how stupid and selfish the American children were. And now all those people want to help the people in Ukraine and fuck the people in Africa. Yeah, if you're not fucking woken up yet, I'm not sure what it's going to take. So hopefully, we could care less about all that. The proper authorities hopefully do what they're supposed to do to help our children that are here in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. And these pigs around here trying to act like it's not happening, and then trying to say that us speaking about these things and being upset or angry about that at times while we express ourselves in class, we try not to let anyone hear us. And if they do, you know, we say, hey, just let us know if it bothers you. Right, when they try to hide and then like just jump in, like sometimes they'll just hide around the corner, you know, and just want to walk in when we're in the middle of a class. Angry. And then when we're not angry towards them, like, oh, why are you being nice? Right, as though, well, we weren't directing it towards you, we were in class. It's almost as though if you were doing a skit for a movie, and it's very emotional and dramatic and, you know, whatever it is, high energy, and then boom, someone walks in and interrupts your movie skit or your class, and you're like, hey, how are you doing? Well, why aren't you embracing me? Well, that was just for the movie scene. Right, it could be the opposite, right? You might be being really nice, and then they walk in, you're like, ugh, I hate you, get out of here. Why are you being mean to me but nice to them? Right? I mean, they'll spin it whatever fucking way they want. We're talking about a lot of different situations, okay? We're not just talking about ourselves here. I don't know how many times we have to say that. Yeah, I mean, you can keep judging all that all day long, all you want. At the end of the day, no matter how crazy we are, psycho, how theatrical we are, how threatened you feel by us speaking the truth, whatever, doesn't change the facts. And for people to fucking realize that and what they did back between 2008 and 2012, you can go back and forth in that time frame too, 3 to 5 years, and it's fucked up. So by 2015, 2016, when we got the attention of those activist groups, and this is far beyond so many infractions and murders and stuff like that, we were totally traumatized, right?